Welcome to the very first official video on our Kaizen YouTube channel. This is going to be a place where we're not only going to educate you on movement, we want to build on continuous improvement and create content in all aspects of fitness, whether that's inside of the gym or outside of the gym. Now, if you know me personally, you know my type of personality at the gym or outside the gym. But if you don't know who I am, you can't really tell much based on my funny videos on my funny Instagram page. I'll insert somewhere here or here, I'm not sure. And my personal brand one, which is this YouTube channel, Kaizen, that I'm really trying to start up. So I just wanted to come on. I want to try and make videos once a week if I can, and just kind of show my name, my face with this whole brand. I'll be posting educational stuff, funny stuff, and possibly in the future, I really want to start doing podcast episodes with other professions in the field, how they're going about their journey in that. So if you're here for the ride, stick along. There'll be good content here all around. And please, 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 bear with me. I am new to all this. I'm new to filming. Well, kind of. In this sort of content, I'm very new to it in terms of editing and other stuff. It's going to take a lot of trial and error, so please be patient with me. But first, quick water break. Also, if you don't know, I can't drink caffeine. I get like massive headaches. I used to be like addicted bad. I would drink like 3 or 4 Celsius a day. Celsius, Ghost, C4, Fit Aids, all of that. I would drink like 4 a day. And I would get these really bad heart palpitations and my heart would just go. And I couldn't sleep at night. So I cut it out cold turkey. And now I can only drink non-caffeinated stuff or very low caffeine. So like chai, matcha. That's pretty much it. I can't drink anything else. So today we got matcha and I'm always drinking it in a goofy cup. Okay. So reason I wanted to come on, the difficulties or struggles nobody ever really talks about when they start CrossFit. Now, I'm not saying that this is for everybody. These are things that are personal to me that have happened throughout my 4 years of doing CrossFit. If you can relate to some of them, maybe 1, 2, or all of them, feel free to talk about it. I just want this to be an open discussion where we can just share all this information. So, big thing people don't talk about in CrossFit is a change in your food. Not only the amount of food you eat, but the type of food you eat. I'm not saying that I wasn't eating bad, but even to this day, I still don't eat enough to fuel what I'm doing inside the gym. Now, if you can relate that based on the time you work out, you kind of manage when you're going to eat, whether that's before, how you're going to fuel after. If you train multiple times a day, you're an athlete, sometimes you have to fuel in between. So I wasn't aware of this. I didn't realize that the timing of your food impacts your performance and other stuff. I thought to be small, to be skinny, I need to eat less. What I didn't realize is that I had no muscle, I was skinny, and I couldn't gain anything. So it wasn't until I started eating more that I started to put on more weight, started gaining muscle mass, and then my performance got so much better. I got stronger, my endurance got way better, even though I packed on like 10, 15 more pounds. It was crazy because the food I was eating was fuel, and it was fuel to my performance. And I don't think a lot of people talk about that. People think, oh, I'm gonna go work out, and then I'm gonna go on this big diet, and boom, I'm done. I'm gonna shred all this weight. If you look at it a different way, not saying I'm perfect at this, I still struggle with my nutrition to this day. But if you think about food as fuel for your performance, it kind of changes everything around you. Not saying aesthetics isn't important. To some people, that might be what they like. But we value performance more than physical aesthetics. Whether you have the cardio endurance, whether you have the muscle stamina, how you're able to move, your mobility, and other stuff, that takes precedence over your appearance. And I can't preface that enough. Yes, it is important to maintain a healthy body fat, healthy range, but in all aspects, everything kind of combines into making an awesome and perfectly healthy and fit individual. And nutrition is such a big component of it, and food, and using that as your fuel for your performance. Not a lot of people talk about that. I think it's very important. I think when people start CrossFit, should at least be told that, to keep an eye on what they're putting into their body. Yes, the amount is important, but I believe the quality plays a larger role. Because you eat like shit, you're gonna feel like shit. Feel like shit, you're gonna perform like shit. You perform like shit, you wanna guess? You're gonna be shit. So, food, fuel. Thing number 2 nobody talks about when doing CrossFit is going all in before you even stepped foot. Now, what I mean by this is wanting to do everything while just still beginning within your first year. That being said, you're doing the workouts in class, you're doing additional strength, you're doing all this other cardio, doing the classes, you're doing all the strength, doing your cardio, zone 2 stuff. If not that, you're supplementing with way too much other stuff. Now, same thing again. I've fallen victim to this. I still think at times I can overdo it in terms of volume. But a lot of people fall into this, thinking that they need to do more than less. It's not about the volume you're doing, it's about the intensity you're doing at that moment. So sometimes less is more as long as you have the right intensity. Because what's the point in doing all these workouts if the intensity for it is like at a 40-50%? How the heck is that going to translate if you want to compete and do other stuff? Not that well, because you need to tap into it. Now, if you're doing less stuff, you're going all at it, 80-90%, giving it your all, your best effort, that's going to translate so much better because now you know how to endure that. Now you know what it takes for your body to get to that point, because it isn't easy for you to push yourself that hard in a workout. And so I think it's an important thing for people to learn when they start CrossFit, that sometimes more isn't always best, sometimes less is a good way to go about. And once you kind of mitigate that, you can take the next step and kind of add on more if that's your goal. If it's not your goal, then heck, the classes are awesome. Classes are an amazing thing. You get to socialize, you get to get stronger. It's a great community. You get to build on top of your already good fitness. Overall, less is more in CrossFit. Thing number 3 that nobody talks about when you join a CrossFit gym: comparison. Now, whether that's your first day, you've been there for a year, you're a veteran, you've been there for like 10 plus years, we all kind of have that little self comparison. People above you who you aspire to be like, people who actually compare themselves to you, and people who you compare around your general fitness level. Comparison is there, comparison is inevitable. Now, some people are awesome at turning it off, don't think about it, and they don't really focus on that. Now, I would be lying to you if I said I was one of those people. I compare myself to a lot of people who have skills that I don't have, people who are able to recover faster than I can recover, people who have bodies that I aspire to have. I compare myself to people all the time, and you probably do to some degree, whether it's physically, skill-wise, other stuff you aspire to have in the gym. What's that quote? Comparison is the thief of joy. Yes, comparison is not awesome. Now, I can tell you what kind of helps me when I have those ideas in my head that, oh, you suck, or you're not better, or look, they beat you at this, or damn, you really suck at this, you're awful. And the thing is, everybody starts somewhere. And right now, you're at that point. You're at your starting point where you have all this high ceiling, and you can't get there though, unless you turn off that comparison. Comparing yourself to everybody else is not going to help you. You want to look a certain way, you want to achieve certain things, but focus on yourself. Nobody is looking at you and what you're doing in the CrossFit gym, besides your coach. But besides that, you're in it for you. You're in it to get better for yourself. So if you tell yourself that the reason you're doing this is for you, then who gives a shit about what this other person is doing? If you're one of those people who are like,
I don't want to log in my score, it sucked, or damn, they outlifted me by this many pounds, or that wasn't a good day for me.
Who gives a shit? Log it in, because one day, 5 years, a year from now, a month from now, you're going to go back, you're going to want to see your progress, and you're going to be like, damn, I didn't do jackass. And it's because you didn't track your progress is one of the main reasons why I film. I not only film for funny videos, for educational videos for you guys, but for me and my progress. I have videos from when I started doing CrossFit, me doing a rope climb that took me like 7-8 pulls to get up a rope. It was the ugliest thing ever. Me learning how to kick up onto a wall because I was terrified that I was going to hit my head. Learning double unders with Vans on because I didn't know CrossFit shoes existed. If I compared myself 18-year-old me to everybody else around me who had everything that I didn't, I wouldn't be to where I'm at now. And its ability to turn it off and realize that you're in it for yourself, where you're gonna see progress long term. Because CrossFit is all about longevity. It's not about doing awesome for 3 years and then leaving. We want you to be here forever. This is a lifestyle. Now the last one is body dysmorphia, something I currently struggle with all the time. It is real, it's there, and to be honest, it's one of the hardest things to kind of manage. Personally, I don't think it's ever gonna go away, but there are times where it feels like it's not even there. And then there's other days where I'm my worst critic and I'm just hating on myself for everything I do. In CrossFit, in a place where there are no mirrors around you, but you see yourself and compare yourself to other people around you though. Body dysmorphia is a real thing, because for CrossFit, we don't train for aesthetics. We train for performance. It's hard when you see all the work you put into your workouts, into other stuff, your nutrition, your diet, and then you look in the mirror, whether that's at home or whatnot, and you don't like what you see. You hate the cellulite on your legs. You hate the double chin you have. You hate the loose skin, the stretch marks. You hate the birthmark you have on you. You wish you had bigger quads. You wish you looked more toned or defined. You wish you looked like this one person at the gym who just started a couple months ago. Everything, all above, I can imagine, I've thought about before. And body dysmorphia is a real thing in CrossFit. I think it's probably more popular than most other fitness endeavors. And it's because we're constantly surrounded by people and a community. All different walks of life, all different body types, all different combinations of people. Now, what's helped me kind of manage it is realizing my body is there for performance, not for aesthetics. It's taking a look, seeing my progress over however long I've been doing it, and realizing, damn, your body was able to do this. You're fucking awesome. And you're gonna keep getting awesome as long as you put in the effing work, eat good, and perform well. Sometimes it's hard because there's people around you who do the exact same thing as that, eat good, do good in the gym, but they look such a different way. And you can't help but notice, fuck, why don't I look like that? And it's hard. It's really, really hard, to tell you the truth. The only way you're gonna get better at it is if you actually confront it and notice, what don't you like about your body? Can you change it? Probably not. At this moment, you can't. Sometimes you're born with the stuff you have. You're born with the genetics. Sucks to suck. Being able to acknowledge your performance and putting that over your aesthetics is one of the big things that has helped me. To this day, I don't like my body. I have people come up to me who envy my quads, who like my shoulders, who say I have abs. And then I go home, I look in the mirror, and I'm like, damn. I hate my body. I hate it so much. And nobody knows about it. Everybody looks at you different than how you look at yourself. You're always gonna be your worst critic. If you can take the time out of the day, say one thing that you like about yourself, like what you were able to do, it makes a world of a difference, and it's gonna help keep you sane in CrossFit. Being able to acknowledge your performance in everything you're doing, you're gonna do amazing. Not saying body dysmorphia is gonna go away. It's still there, still real, but I think acknowledging all that stuff is really gonna help you out. I think that was pretty much it. I think I probably could have done better in this video. I've never talked to a camera before like this, so this is all new to me. Hopefully my microphone worked. If you want to hear more content about this, you have any other ideas, please let me know, whether that's in person, comments, whatnot. Damn, I feel like a YouTuber. Subscribe. But if you have any other ideas or stuff you want to talk about, whether it's more sensitive topics, general health, general fitness, if you want to hear more about myself and how I started CrossFit, I can go deeper into my whole body dysmorphia, eating disorder thing if you want to hear more about. I'm more than happy to share, just as long as one person finds this helpful, finds this useful. I'm all about opening up this discussion and other topics, and hope you guys are here for the journey, here for the ride, and follow along if you're interested. But we'll see you on the next one. Bye.